portion of your exercise for weeks 1 and 2. The first exercise you're going to be doing is a standard sit-up. If you don't have the use of weight room or something where you can lock your toes underneath, same thing, you can use a couch, or if mom or dad want to put their hands on your feet, or have little brother or sister sit on your feet, something to just keep pressure on your feet so they're not popping up when you're doing the exercise. The sit-up starts with hands behind head, lying back flat on the ground. Sit all the way up till your elbows touch your knees. Then you go back down, shoulders flat on the ground, all the way up. That's the sit-up. The second exercise in the ab circuit for your weeks 1 and 2 is going to be the elbow to knee. So this is similar to the sit-up in the starting position, except you cross one leg across the opposite knee, hands behind head. You're going to push up till the opposite elbow touches the opposite knee, come back down, repeat that motion. Do the same thing on the opposite leg. The third exercise in the ab circuit is called the Superman. This exercise is going to be performed laying flat on your stomach, arms straight out like this. What you're going to do is you're going to extend back with your arms and your thighs. So you're not just coming up with your elbows and your knees, but your thighs and your whole upper body is getting up off the ground. So as far as you can, you crunch backwards. This is going to be working the muscles in your lower back, and it's called the Superman exercise. The next exercise is going to be the plank, and it starts in the same position as you were for the Superman. Okay, except just keep your elbows on the ground. Feet are going to be just about shoulder width apart, and for 1 minute, you hold up at this position. So keeping your back straight, make sure your butt's not dropping low or going up high, head's facing forward, hold this position for 1 minute. And that is the plank. The next exercise for the ab circuit is called the butt up leg throw. So you start laying on your back with your hands underneath your butt. Start with your legs up in the air. You're going to extend your butt up as far as you can, back down, legs throw down. Same thing, repeat. Butt up, leg throw down. Butt up, leg throw down, keeping your legs straight the entire time, but you don't want to hit them again with your feet against the last exercise in the weeks 1 and 2 ab circuit is called the 90-45 crunch. This one is starting with one leg up at 90, the other one extended out at 45. Try to keep your legs as straight as possible, and you crunch up to your top foot. So it looks like this. You do the same thing, switch legs, and that completes the 90-45 crunch. Those 6 exercises will be done as a circuit. So for the weeks 1 and 2, the ab exercises, you're going to complete those 6 but do it in a circuit of 3. So the first circuit is going to be the sit-ups, it's going to be the elbow to knee, and it's going to be the Supermans. You go through those 3 twice, then you move on to the next 3, which is going to be the plank, the butt up leg throw, and the 90-45 crunches. You'll go through those twice, and that'll complete your ab circuit for the first one. For weeks 3 and 4 ab exercises, we're also going to be having a 6 ab circuit. So the first 3 are going to be the crunch sit-up combo, the Russian twist, and the Superman exercise. So the crunch sit-up combo started as the same thing as a regular sit-up. Get your feet locked under something where you can hold them down. Okay? Arms across your chest for this week's sit-up. Okay? You're going to crunch up, then you're going to sit all the way up until your elbows touch your knees. And that's 1 repetition. Crunch up, sit up, where your elbows touch your knees. So that is the crunch and sit-up combo. The second exercise in this circuit is going to be the Russian twist. Russian twist starts with your feet across each other. You lean back as far as you can have balance. Have your arms in here, and you're going to rotate your torso from side to side. This exercise, make sure you're not just moving your arms, but you're actually rotating your shoulders and your torso. So if your elbow can touch the ground, that's perfect. Complete that. So from one side to the next is 1 repetition. So 1, 2, 3. The last exercise in this circuit is the Superman, which we showed you in weeks 1 to 2. You're starting on your stomach, arms extended out and feet extended out. You're going to extend at the lower back so your arms and thighs starting on your side. So same technique, keeping your body straight as you lift up. Your weight's going to be planted on your elbow, which is just going to be in line with your shoulders, arm across your leg. And you lift up to this position and hold for 1 minute, keeping that body a straight line down. And then you're going to flip over, do the same exercise on the opposite side for 1 minute. That's the plank. The second part of the ab circuit is called the bridge. The bridge is started laying back in sit-up position, so your knees are bent at just about a 45-degree angle. The bridge you're going to extend up at the hips, okay? So your hands can just lay across your stomach or on the floor, whichever you prefer. And you push up at the hips, really pushing with your butt to get your hips up as far as you can go. Let yourself back down and push up again. This is called the bridge. You want to make sure it's a nice fluid motion and it's not spastic. Push up at the hips and back down. The last exercise in the second part of the ab circuit for weeks 3 and 4 is the bicycle. So it's going to be opposite knee to opposite elbow, and then you switch. Okay? Extending, pushing your toe pointed out at this end, and your leg as far as it can go. So it's here. And when you touch one knee and one knee, that's one repetition. So it's 1, 2,